For your safety, please.
Forward tour. Hey, Reese.
Turn off flashing light.
It's not a flashing.
MC goes around you, just make sure to keep those face coverings on at all times, including over the mouth and nose to be effective. If anybody has any cameras, feel free to use them. Just make sure you hang on tight to those cameras and other police items. We cannot stop to pick up anything that might fall out of the truck. I can make brief pauses for photos along the way, but not for every animal, just for a few of them. So keep those cameras ready. Maybe switch them to an action mode or a sport setting if they have that capability. It usually helps to take some quicker pictures out here on the reserve. Alright, here we go. We're going to head into the little isolate post.
Watch over.
Forest
Okay, I
are
already
often
see
home
one.
to animals with excellent
Look,
camouflage. That's the ability to blend into the background. See, a couple of animals already. On the right is an okapi. Off towards your left, you can see a light tan antelope called the greater kudu. Looks like a female with kudus. It's pretty easy to
top,
tell.
too.
Only males have horns.
You see?
That okapi on the right is kind of odd looking, really. I mean, they have stripes like zebras on their legs, but only on their legs. Their top half is that deep chestnut color. Okapi are actually close relatives to giraffes, not to zebras. Best way to tell is by looking at their face. It's very giraffe-like. Similar skull structure to a giraffe. Back to the left now, you can see these orange-colored antelope. These are called bongo. Bongo are known as the ghost of the forest because normally they're pretty rarely seen. They're really shy. Both male and female bongos have horns, and their horns slant backwards closer to their skulls. Keeps them from getting tangled up in vines and bushes. Coming up ahead on this hillside, you might spot a big black and white bird called a saddle-billed stork. Top of the hill up here on the right. Saddle-billed storks are the tallest stork in Africa.
See it?
Stand about 5 feet tall. Have up to a 9-foot wingspan.
Bird.
Sometimes around these watering
9-foot
holes, you get a
wingspan.
chance to see one of the rarest animals, the black rhino. But lately our black rhino sightings just haven't been that good because there's not that many left. Black rhinos are an endangered species. There's only about 5,000 remaining in the entire world since they're still poached pretty heavily for their horn. So we don't always get to see one, but we'll keep a lookout just in case though. Oh, there's one. Coming up on the left-hand side at the top of the hill.
Look at that black rhino.
Black rhinos are big, powerful animals that can
See?
charge at 35 miles per hour despite weighing 3,000 pounds. Big but
Wow,
fast.
look
When
how
they
big
wanna
that
be.
rascal is.
At 3,000 pounds, they're actually considered the smallest of the 5 different rhino species. Later on, we're going to keep a lookout for their larger cousin, the white rhino, which can tip the scales at over 5,000 pounds. They're more towards the savannas.
You know what that's called?
For now, we're going to
That
head out
plant?
of the forest and over towards the Sapi River.
That
The
plant?
waters of the Sapi River keep a lookout for those Kiboko and Mamba. Kiboko is Swahili for Nile octopus. Mamba is Swahili for Nile crocodile. Hippos are one of the largest land animals in the world. Just have the fully grown male hippo. They weigh more than 5,000 pounds. Now, they're nocturnal. They're most active at night, so they're usually sleeping during the day. Usually hippos are sleeping under the water. Right now, they're actually napping. They're coming up on the right. Sometimes on the cooler days, they like
Pelican.
sunbathe on the shore.
Look at the hippos. Look at
Hippos,
the
when
you
they
see
are
them?
sleeping under the water, though, they can
They're
hold their breath up
huge.
to 8 minutes long. You can see some
Looks like
sleeping under the
coach.
water.
Oh,
on the left. And they do usually sleep
see the
completely
hippos?
under, but they have to breathe. So every few minutes you might see their head come up for air. They'll take a quick breath and go back down, and they're still sleeping. It's like a subconscious reaction. We don't have to constantly wake up.
Oh,
A
wow.
group of hippos like this is called a float. A float. On the island to the left, you can check out the pink.
We're going hippo mode. Look at them
During their
pelicans.
mating season, their backs will turn a light shade of pink. Don't worry about the birds, they're not on the menu. Hippos are herbivores, so they only eat plants. They don't eat. They eat about 100 pounds of grass every single night, though. Oh, there's some more napping down below. Oh, really enjoying the sunlight today.
You see them?
I gotta warn you, coming up around the corner, we're gonna cross this very old bridge, and this one makes me a little nervous with those Nile crocodiles underneath us, so we're gonna take a
Look at the
photo,
crocodiles.
which is very slowly in Swahili. Nile crocodiles are much larger and more aggressive than their American alligator cousins. Crocodiles have been known to reach up to 20 feet long from the tip of their nose to the tip of their tail. Sometimes you'll see them with their mouths open. I thought I saw a couple with their mouths open. This looks kind of threatening since they're showing off their pointed teeth, but
saw. I filmed them.
Now we're going to head on over towards the savannah, which is a different ecosystem. So far, speaking of different, coming up around the corner, we're approaching one of the reserve's ancient whale bogs. Looking at the view up there on the right. These massive trees are named upside down trees. They kind of do look like roots of
Look.
instead of branches, but
Ollie?
that's because these trees go leafless for most of the year.
Upside down
About 9 to
trees.
10 months out of the year, they're actually leafless to help conserve water during long periods of drought. Baobabs could be ancient because they can live for thousands of years, but they're pretty common. It's just the first example. This is one of the best views in the whole reserve. These are the Serengeti grasslands. These grasslands stretch for several hundred miles throughout East Africa. It's like a super highway for millions
We should find
of
a
migrating
lion.
animals that pass through
Yeah, in a second we should find a lion.
Yeah.
But more familiar animals tend to live here all year round, like elephants.
You get giraffe.
We should find a lion.
This is all part of the wild Africa.
Look at it.
In fact, you might spot several giraffes. They're kind of scattered all over the place. Giraffes are very social animals that travel in groups called towers. We'll definitely see if we get a little bit closer to some of these giraffes with long history. The one over on the right is actually with a group of animals called wildebeest. Wildebeest are famous for their migration. They're one of the largest herd migrations on Earth. They've been known to travel in numbers of about 1.5 million during their annual migration season. Look up towards your left at the hillside. Over by the cave, on the back side of the hill, you might spot some African wild dogs. They're napping over there. They're
Oh, you
also
see 'em,
called
Owen?
painted dogs.
On the bottom of the
They're
green
beautiful
hill.
multicolored coats.
See where the rock is?
Now, they don't
Between
look
those
in the
green
news right
bushes?
now, but they're actually considered
See, it's like a
extremely
brown and
successful
black
hunters.
stripe. The
Because
same
these
move as
dogs are
head.
very similar to wolves. Just make sure to stay seated for your safety, everybody.
You see it?
They will relentlessly pursue
Sit
their
down.
prey until it tracks or exhaustion. But this hunting strategy helps them catch their prey about 80% of the time, so it's pretty good. That's twice as successful as lions, by the way. On the far left, you might spot the big brown antelope called sable antelope. They're the official symbol or emblem for the reserve, and we think they make a nice silhouette with those long curved horns, which reach about 5 feet long or so. Also on both sides of the rock, you can see these large mounds of earth. These are termite mounds. Termites make them as hard as concrete. Hard enough that elephants use them as a scratching post. Once they're worn down, enough smaller antelope will climb up on top of the termite mounds to use them as a lookout post. That way they can keep a lookout for predators that might be hiding in the tall grasses. Termite mounds come in all shapes and sizes, and they're really tall. Some of the tallest ones have been known to reach heights of over 30 feet into the air, which is at least 10 feet taller than even the tallest giraffe can get. Coming up on both sides, you can see a couple on the left as well. These wildebeest are going to be a little bit closer. Also known as newt, after a grunting noise they make. They don't really move in here. That's actually a really young giraffe on the right, probably only about 1.5 to 2 years old. Looks like a young male. Baby giraffes take 3 to 5 years to reach maturity. Pretty tall though when they're first born, they're already about 6 feet tall. But if you think about it, they gotta be able to take us. Well, it's pretty tall. And there's some zebras coming up. The zebras coming up are called Hartman's mountain zebras. They're called mountain zebras because normally they're found at higher elevations than other zebra species. As a result, they have a slower hoof that allows them to walk over more rocky terrain. Because we're so close, it's a great opportunity for us to answer that age-old question: are zebras black with white or white with black stripes? You can actually tell by looking at their nose. Their nose is black. That's an indication of their dominant skin color. So technically, zebras are black with white stripes. Now you know. There's another young giraffe coming up on the right-hand side. Giraffes spend 18 to 20 hours of their day eating. Only about 30 minutes of their day is spent sleeping. They don't really sleep much, but they do eat a whole lot. And then over on the far right, you can see those big cows. Those are called Ankole cattle. Those massive ones can reach about 6 feet long. I spot a couple little antelope on the far right too. Those are springbok. They're kind of weird over there, but springbok are tiny but mighty. They leave about 6 feet straight up, or 13 feet across.
There's another big giraffe. Look at him eating.
And more giraffes coming up on the left.
Look at him eating the top of this tree.
Giraffes travel in big herds called
Look.
towers. A tower of giraffes. See another juvenile and adult female.
Look at him
A
eating.
couple more adults.
Look how huge that one is in the back.
These are all Maasai giraffe. There's actually many species of giraffe in Africa. Most of them have a unique look to their spots. For instance, Maasai have kind of a messy look. They have a really jagged or rough edge around their spot, which is typical for the Maasai. Normally, though, when we think of that giraffe pattern, we're actually thinking of the reticulated giraffe. They're the ones with the beautiful net-like spots. The elephant's not bad with this stuff. Now we're going to keep a lookout for elephants, because I see some knockdown trees around, and that's always a good indication of elephants. Elephants will knock down trees in order to eat them. Good for the environment in a way, once the gas is spread more. We're also coming up on Monkey Point on the left, which are technically like to gather on these rock supplies. Keep a lookout for them. Hey, there's an elephant though.
Oh, you see the elephant?
It's not showing us the best side right now. It's a pretty big one. Oh, there's a mandrill over by the rock wall up here on the other side of these little trees. Might spot them. Oh, there's another one. That elephant on the right is probably a male, because for one thing, it looks pretty big, and bull male elephants can weigh between 11,000 and almost 14,000 pounds, making it the largest land animal in the world.
See the monkeys? Mandrills?
One of the more colorful monkey species, especially male
Walking around the
mandrills,
bush.
they have brilliant red markings on their nose and other things. Very colorful back in.
Why does it look like a baboon?
I don't know, that's what they call them.